Now, you listen to me real good. I've told you once, I said it 1,000 times. You get out of those pagan, satanic, religious, Christian churches. Christians do not follow the commandments of the Bible. Christians do what they want to do. They make up their own laws, their own rules, and their own regulations. Come out of her, my people, and come out from among them. And it's real simple and easy to ascertain who are these people you need to come out from. Easy. Number one, if they keep Sunday, that's an automatic sign that you need to not have any fellowship with these commandment-breaking, wicked deceivers and seducers and bewitchers of the truth. Simple. Oh, hallelujah. Okay. Ooh. Boy, that's loud, isn't it? Is it loud? That's good. That's good. Most High Yah, we thank you for bringing us to another Shabbat. We come to you in the magnificent name of Yeshua, Jesus Christ, asking for our understanding to be open, our hearts to be pliable, to be able to receive and comprehend the words that you're saying this day, time, and hour. Grant me utterance to be able to speak your truth to your people. Ruach, we ask that you would minister, special minister to the people here in this hour. Open their understanding. In the magnificent name of Yah, we'll make sure that we give you the glory for all things, live for you, be a living sacrifice for you every single day. To all praises and glory to your magnificent name, in Jesus' name, hallelujah. All right. Woo, you may be seated, Israel. All right, we are going to talk about today we're going to be in school. And you know what? This probably is a message long overdue, especially considering where we see modern day society is headed and the way it's gone. I can't say the way it's going, the way it's gone. I mean, it's really gone. You understand that the fabric of holiness and righteousness is fading away real quick. Fading away fast. And it's supposed to. Because the Most High clearly said when he comes, will he find faith on the earth? We're supposed to continue not only in the word, but in the customs and the traditions that's been handed down to us by our ancients. That making sense? And the one thing in this world that's lacking more than anything, we'll get to it, is a famous word that's pretty much, people don't even know the definition of it today. Honor. Honor. Today we're going to learn a lot about honor. Because this generation don't know nothing about honor. Really. Teach, let's go ahead and hit 1 Samuel chapter 2, start at verse 27. When you have it, go ahead and read. Everybody, you have your undivided attention, right? You sure? Your undivided attention. Okay. Because you're going to need it. You see, we live in a world that if you're not careful, it's easy for you to fall into patterns and fashions and forms and the formalities of this world. That's why we tell you over and over again, you can if you want, which I wouldn't recommend you do. It's going to bring about confusion, but you shouldn't be eating off all these tables out here. Because it's going to mess you up really bad. If y'all gave you the ears to hear somebody else, he would have sent you to them. Are y'all listening? And that is a statement for your protection. Are you following me? When you have it, go ahead and reteach. Listen to the book. Listen real close.
And there came a man of Yah unto Eli, and said unto him, Thus saith Yah.
Now, we know that Eli had some wicked sons. Is that right? Hophni and Phinehas, right? They were wicked. Wicked. Are you following me? And this is a particular case right here to where Eli, being a man of Yah, had no honor for Yah. Are you listening to me? He had no honor for Yah because he made light of what his sons did. You understand? Read on.
Did I plainly appear unto the house of your father?
So now here's the father checking Eli. Said, did I not plainly appear to the house of your fathers? In other words, I want you to answer me. Did I not do this? Listen to what the Most High says. Read.
When they were in Egypt in Pharaoh's house? And did I choose him out of all the tribes of Israel to be my priest, to offer upon my altar, to burn incense, to wear an ephod before me?
Y'all hear that? You know what the Most High is doing, right? He's reminding him. Huh? Now, it's kind of hard to remind you of something that you've never even known. Are you following me? Come on.
And did I give unto the house of your father all the offerings made by fire of the children of Israel? Wherefore, kick you at my sacrifice and mine offering?
Do what?
Kick you at my sacrifice and mine offering?
You understand that, right? Kick you at my sacrifice and my offering? Huh? Most High getting down, isn't he? Read.
Which I have commanded in my habitation, and honored your sons above me.
What? He did what?
Honored his sons above Yah.
Did you hear that? You care more about your sons than you do in honoring me. Mind you, he's a priest too, right? Read.
To make yourselves fat with the chiefest of all the offerings of Israel, my people?
You're hearing this? Because Israel, it was their job to give to the Levites. It was their job to make sure that the function of the temple services went forward. And God said, listen, I didn't make no small thing of this. I didn't put you in this position. There's no light thing right here. I mean, you're getting the best of everything. You're a priest of the Most High Yah. And when your sons transgress against me, you can't correct them and reprove them. You can't honor them. You can't honor me above them. You prefer them before me. Read.
Wherefore, Yahweh Elohim of Israel says, I said indeed that your house and the house of your father should walk before me forever.
You hear that? Come on.
But now, Yah says,
what'd he say?
Be it far from me.
Be what?
Far from me.
Now, mind you, they were designed to walk before the Most High Yah forever. Now the Most High Yah is cutting them off. Be you far from me. Come on.
Be it far from me. For them that honor me, I will honor.
You hear that? Yah says, for those who honor me, he will do what?
Honor.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? But this is about people honoring him first. First. Did you hear that? Them that honor me, he said, I will honor. Read.
And they that despise me.
They that do what?
Despise.
That means they dishonor him in the spirit of despising. Are you following me? Read.
Shall be lightly esteemed.
You hear that? Lightly esteemed means you ain't getting no glory. You get no respect whatsoever at all. Isn't that amazing? So the word honor, there's honor in labor, there's honor in love, there's honor in years. Honor, high respect, great esteem, honor, to regard or treat someone with admiration and respect. This generation don't have any. With the advent of social media and loose lips, no respect, no honor for nothing. Don't y'all listen? We live in a generation that totally dishonors and disrespects everyone. Honor to give special recognition. All right, so watch this. All right, so Mother Carol, Teacher Shane, we'll Mother Dowell up here, and Deacon Bell, y'all come on up here for a second. How you doing, Mama? Go right here. Hey, I was going to ask her if she does any wheelies in this thing. I was going to ask you if you do any wheelies in this thing. Any wheelies? This is, now Brother Rich was there with us, but he didn't live on the land at the time. This is all that is left of the original Israelites of Straitway. This is it. So we've been at this thing, at least on this community. We've been at this thing for a few years prior to this, but we've been living on this community for 24 years. Now, this is the foundation, and 2 of them has gone on to be with y'all, Dad Dowell and Deacon Gaston. I'm talking about from the original, right? This is all that left. So when you look at this ministry, it all started from this little faith right here, this little foundation. Been together a long time. Are you following me? Now, within 1 to 3 years, now Brother Rich, come on up. Brother Rich was there with us when we was in Gallatin, but he didn't live on the community at the time because he was commuting back and forth. But he would drive up every weekend, to be with the Israelites. So, all of these people deserve great honor and respect. Because to do what we have done and live the way that we do in this generation is unheard of. It's unprecedented. There ain't too many people that start off reading the Bible to live it and obey it. Y'all tighten up a little bit. Tighten up. Tighten up means come close. All right. So then within 1 to 3 years, we had come on down here, Elder Doug, Sister Vicky, Tomoko, Sister Diane, probably within 1 to 2 years after y'all come on up. I don't know how to speak Japanese. Y'all can be seated. Sister Barbara was here 3 years, wasn't she? A little bit later. Okay. This whole community, every single bit of it was built by us. Down at the bottom of the hill. Are y'all listening? Y'all getting this, right? So there is an esteem that automatically belongs to them simply because they were the originators. They were the ones that first had faith to come into this. Now y'all listen. Then later on came Sister Barb. Come on, Sister Barb. And then Sister Ashley, of course, she's not here today, right? Your wife. There used to be a time in Israel that people respected their elders. Does that make sense? There was a certain way that they approached elders. You understand what I mean? A certain way they did it. Because there was a great honor, great respect, great esteem, great value given them simply because of their example of faith. Are you following me? Which the fruit of it you can evidently see. You understand what I mean? And so this family, I know all of us, and then you look at all of us right here, we've been together for over 20 years. And you can tell there's just by looking at this community that we didn't let grass grow up on our feet. We've been working. You understand what I mean? Well, when you look at social media, you see everybody disrespecting each other. As a matter of fact, today, the youth believe that they deserve more honor than the elders. We have lost our way. We don't even know how to talk to each other. The book says you honor the hoary-headed people. Are you following me? We don't know how to approach each other. Are you hearing me? We don't know how to respect. Are you following me? See, this type of honor right here is due simply because they were here before you. You hear that? That means that they cut out the foundation. Are you following me? Out of which 12 communities come from. Are you getting that? Now, I understand being in the world, everybody believe that they're the sum of all wisdom and the epitome of all righteousness, and you think you know something. But there's a certain way that you should be speaking to this group of people. Is that making any sense? There's a certain way you should carry yourself around these people. And they should be recognized for their labor of love. Because there was many more people here. Well, didn't at one time we had like 60 or 70 people? And within 2 years, they were all gone. Gone. Are you following me? Many are called, few are what? So we know what it takes to make it this far. Do you understand what I mean? So you should give ear and listen to the wisdom that comes from them, even though you think that you know all this. There's a lot of stuff you simply don't know. They have more experience than you do. You understand? You can't go read this in a book and get the understanding of it. It has to be lived. That means they have a lot of experience in dealing with humanity. They know you better than you know yourself. I mean, how many times you ever heard us say this phrase before? We see you, or we see where you are. We know where you are at. Sometimes people take that as a slight, but you can only be so far if you only live this so long. Does that make sense? In other words, we have to tolerate your maturation. Uh-oh. Are y'all listening? We have to tolerate your maturation because we've already done been through it. Are you following me? So, have you ever, y'all been around this ministry long enough. Are you not a different person than what you were 3 years ago? Hallelujah. And let me see. And believe it or not, when we first moved out here, we had more melanated people than we did white folks. So, see, I know who's a friend. That stick closer than brothers. Do you know what I mean? I know who is a friend that loveth at all. Y'all getting this? There's a pride and arrogance in this generation. Matter of fact, the scriptures put it like this. In Ecclesiastes, it says, I saw servants on horses and kings walking beside them. That's the way they think it ought to be today. Are you following me? The scripture go into honor your father and your mother, so your days will be prolonged upon the soil which Yahweh your Elohim giveth you. You hear that? We're going to touch on that a little bit today too, because now we live in a generation that they believe if they do something for their father and mother, that cancels out honor because of the vain teachings and customs of men. And that's where we're at today. Are you following me? They deserve all your admiration and all your respect simply because they were able to do something that you couldn't do. There's a lot of battle scars up here, a lot of wounds, a lot of injuries. You understand what I mean? These are the warriors that has been with me in this ministry, and some of the greatest deliverance workers the world would probably never get a chance to know. But we know. But somebody's got to do it, though, don't they? Somebody got to lead by example. You follow me? Now, I'm going to tell you, none of them would ask for honor. Are you following me? See, this is a particular team. You understand what I mean? I talk to them differently than I do you. You know the reason why? Because they're on the team. You get it? Now, you've come to the team. Are you following me? But these people have had experiences on this team that affords them certain privileges. Brother TJ, you played professional football, didn't you? No, let me see at the end. Let me see. By the time y'all get finished with cuts and everything, it gets down to a 53-man roster. All right? So 53-man roster. And you have everybody on that team gets paid, right? But they all don't get paid the same thing, do they? Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? Because by their play on the field, some of them get greater honor, greater esteem, greater admonition. Not that they're better than one person or the other, but because they put the time in, because they put the energy in, and because they put the effort in. That time, that energy, and that effort affords them a better pay. Is that right? Everybody, there's 53 people on the team, but all 53 ain't going to the Pro Bowl. You get it? So, you know, in the ministry we have Brother Kabir, Brother Robert, Brother Daniel, and Brother TJ, who are all retired professional football players, right? Now, that is a particular unit. Are you following me? They have a code amongst themselves, unspoken. You know why? Because they've been somewhere we haven't been. Does that make any sense? When you put myself, Frogman, and Gideon, we have a certain code. Are you following me? Because we've done things that other people haven't done. Does that make sense? Now, you've got all of them are monsters of the gridiron. But when you look at Kabir, Rob, Daniel, and TJ, more than likely the pecking order among them will be Robert Mathis, Brother Kabir, we're talking about in honor, Daniel, and then TJ. Daniel because he played longer. Robert Mathis because he played longer, but he also received greater accolades for his play on the field. Because he's going to be inducted in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Kabir is in the Green Bay Packer Hall of Fame. Are you following me? You see by their play and their actions off the field, the way they carry themselves, how it has afforded them a lot of respect from not only peers, but for those who watch the game. They'll get greater notoriety. Kabir and Rob Mathis get greater notoriety than Daniel and TJ. Because when you hear their names, you know who they are if you follow football. You hear TJ and Daniels, you're like, who is that? Who is that? Does that make sense? Now, when you deal with Frogman, Ranger, and myself, it probably go in the order of Frogman, Ranger, and then me. Because they have had different experiences. Y'all, you follow me? So, we're all in the same team, but we're all afforded a certain level of respect of honor. Is this making any sense? Amongst the National Football League, are you following me? You look at Rob Mathis, everybody know him. He gets more respect and more honor than Brother TJ because he's widely known for his play on the field. You think I'm talking about football? Huh? Today, you can get on the team and you can end up being recognized and honored for your play on the field. Are y'all hearing me? But you can't be mediocre. Did you hear what I said? You can't be mediocre. You can't be passive. Are y'all listening? So just by the mere fact of them hanging in there this long with the Most High Yah, they deserve. Now watch, I'm going to say it again. I can tell you right now, they could care less if they get it from you or not. Because we already have it amongst ourselves. You understand what I mean? They'll never ask for it. And I did that again? Okay. They'll never ask for it. Okay. Never. And if you dishonor them, are you following me? Then guess who else you dishonor? You dishonor me. And then if you dishonor me, then you dishonor Yah, who is above me. Does that make any sense? Is that make all? This doesn't make sense, right? I told you we need this lesson today because we don't understand. It's kind of like the same way the chain of command in the home. When we read 1 Corinthians chapter 11, it gives us a chain of command, right? The father, is that right? The Messiah, the man, the woman, and then the child. Are you following me? Honor goes up, and then it's reciprocated back. Does that make any sense? That's why the book is very strong on the family unit. Because if you get a wife that dishonors her husband, not only you're dishonoring the husband, but you're also dishonoring Yah. But if the husband allows the dishonor, then he does a dishonor to Messiah, which is his head. Does that make any sense? If the children dishonor the mother, then, and the mother doesn't discipline, the mother is dishonoring her head. Same thing with, we just got finished reading with Eli. You see what I'm talking about? That's why the Most High Yah came down hard on him. Because he showed more honor to his wicked sons than he did of the one who was above the high priest. Yah. You get it? And this is what this generation don't know today, because it hadn't been taught to you at home. It hasn't been taught to you in school. It hasn't taught to you by, it has not been taught to you by the public. Nobody has set you down and showed you the way that your conduct and your behavior is supposed to be. It is just assumed based on the geographical locations and the different types of neighborhoods we've all had different influences and experiences from. So when you come here, you end up learning the way. It's not for us to learn you, it's for you to learn us. Does that make any sense? That make sense? Now I believe, Elder Doug, you're the oldest up here, right? You're the oldest up here. Elder Doug is the oldest up here. So there's a certain honor that's afforded him simply because of age. You the oldest? You the oldest. Well, then she should have a certain measure of honor given to her simply because of her age. Y'all can't make up your mind who the oldest? Oh, Mother Dowell sitting right here. Why y'all just sitting there letting me run on? Mom, ain't you 82? Yeah, 82. So Mama's older. She gets, if you notice, you ever notice how when people walk up to Mother Dowell, you ever notice the tenderness and the softness? Oh, hold on. I'm just talking about it's an automatic in you. Even your approach is, you don't even realize what's going on. But your approach is a hell of a lot different. You may not even know her. She gets honor, number one, for her age. And then she gets honor because she's my mother. Does that make sense? She told me that I said to her when I was 12 years old, I said, Mama, don't worry about it. I'm going to take care of you. Of course, you know, when I said that back then, she was just thinking, you know how some of y'all make promises to your wives, you don't ever keep them? They just said, oh, he's just talking. He's just being sweet. I ain't looking at them. This is a picture of depression. Y'all learned anything yet? So, and then all of these people, even though I'm not older than a lot of them, or half of them, are you following me? All of them honor me simply because I'm the man of Yah. Hold on. Not only do they honor me simply because I'm a man of Yah, but they also honor me for my work ethic. Because every single one of them up here have that work ethic. Uh-oh. Well, they dropping off now, ain't it? Yeah, they do. Every single one of them have that work ethic. Sad to say, some of y'all are half our age and we still outwork you. Are y'all listening? So, these are things that you need to be teaching men, your families. When you're just sitting at home, when you want to look at the latest, greatest movie, sit down and teach them what your fathers didn't teach you. Is this making any sense? Does this make sense? Are you following me? Now, I taught every single one of them how to heal the sick, how to deliver, many of them to get filled with the Holy Spirit. Are you following me? And they have taught you. Now, the difference with them is when you speak to them about deliverance, they're just not going to give you a one-liner. See, we used to study deliverance, the ins and outs of it. Today, people just want to be delivered, but they don't want to put the work in. Y'all hear me? You want to be delivered, but you don't want to put the work in, or you don't want to burn the oil. If you notice, sometimes when you sit down to talk to us and you want some deliverance, sometimes you don't even last a minute. Oh, really? Okay, I tell you what, you got some work to do. Go back and study on this. Because you know what you're going to do? You're going to waste our time. And you have to understand, as the older we get, the shorter we get. And I ain't talking about in height either. That's probably happening too. But I'm talking about we don't have time for mess. All that fight y'all got in y'all, all that anger and all that stuff, they ain't amongst us. We look at it and laugh. It's so foolish. You could be using that energy somewhere else. It's a waste of time. You know why? Because we've been young. So you got a cloud of witnesses to learn from. Are you following? That don't mean that we're without imperfections. We're still working on our salvation just like you are. But we're a hell of a lot farther down the road. You understand that? Make any sense? So this message is not going to be about them. Are you following me? Or about us. But it's going to be about us learning how to behave ourselves in the assemblies of Yah. Hallelujah. Glory to the King. Bless y'all. To honor those around you is a reflection of how you honor Yah. You notice some of you have no honor whatsoever at all? Now, how many of y'all 20s? Okay? See, y'all speak to others a certain way. But you don't speak that same way to somebody in their 50s. Uh-oh. Did you hear me? I started learning this honor thing as a boy growing up. You see, we had an honor thing in the neighborhood. And the honor thing was if you didn't like what somebody did or they crossed you, you went out in the street and just got it on. You knuckled up. When you get finished knuckling up, then we go back to playing football, basketball, baseball. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Heard an account this morning where this guy was pimping women and another guy was pimping women. Both of them, you know, I call them coward gangsters. You follow me? So the other guy was on the other side of the street in this other guy's territory. And he says, didn't I tell you don't come over here on my side of my street? He said, you don't own none of this. He said, well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, though. I'm going to own your ass. He said that to the guy that came on his street. When he took off his jacket, he had a gun. The other guy didn't have anything. The guy that he said it to, he had his gun. He took off his gun holster and he put it down. And he said, what did you say? So they took a few steps, knuckled up. Are you following me? Well, the guy that crossed the street that went over his territory and the one that had the gun got his ass beat. Are you listening? When it was all said and done, the people that was with him says, man, you had a gun. You could have took care of that right there. He said, oh, hold on, man. He said, boy, that man fight good, don't he? Man, he hit hard too, don't he? Dang. Got my ass whooped, didn't I? And the other guy says, now look here, man. Everything is not a life and death situation. He dishonored me, so we're going to fight it out. Listen, I took a loss. But don't we take losses in life? He said, hold on. He said, I'm still the same person I've always been. Just because I took a loss don't mean that I'm any less of a man. How am I going to maintain and keep my honor if I want to turn around and use a weapon and finish him off over just saying he's going to whoop my ass? You're going to whoop my ass? I want to see if you can do it. When it was over with, yeah, he did. He whooped my ass. But he still kept his honor. Because even though he got his ass whooped, I'm sure the other guy probably don't want to come back again either. Y'all hear that? Who knows? But y'all understand the moral of the story? To have real true honor, your language has to change towards those who honor is due. Here in America, this culture lacks greatly in honor. This culture and time we live in is very dishonorable. We live in a time the majority of the people have accomplished nothing, but they expect great respect towards themselves for doing nothing. This time that we live in now does not know what honor is. Matthew 15:1 says from the Scriptures version, then there came to Yeshua scribes and Pharisees from Jerusalem saying, why do your taught ones transgress the traditions of the elders? Now mind you, that's the word of Yah sitting in front of them, right? They didn't believe he's the word of Yah. That's why they could talk to him like that. Are you following me? For they do not wash their hands when they eat bread. But he answering said to them, why do you transgress the commandments of Elohim? Because of your traditions. In other words, you worried about me keeping the traditions of the elders, which is contrary to the commandments of Yah. And you put more emphasis on the traditions of the elders rather than transgressing the commandments of Yah. So while you are honoring your elders, you're dishonoring Yah. For Elohim has commanded, saying, respect your father and your mother, or honor your father and mother. He who curses father or mother, let him be put to death. But you say, now mind you, if you curse your father and mother, what's the penalty? Yeah. What's the penalty? Yeah. What's the penalty today? Oh yeah, death's still the penalty. But death is working in you. Oh yeah, because you're going to answer to Yah. Especially you an Israelite. You're going to answer. How many of y'all have ever repented for dishonoring your father and mother? You see what I mean? I mean every instance. How can you get your conscience purged if you don't do some deep sea fishing? It's more than just a blanket statement there. But you say, whosoever says to his father and mother, whatever profit you might have received from me has been dedicated. In other words, well, you've done benefited from me, mama. You done benefited from me, daddy. So guess what? I don't have to honor you no more. Because the book says that the parents ought to live for the children, not the children for the parents. That's how we misuse the word. Is certain release from respecting his father and mother. So you have nullified the commandment of Elohim by your what? Tradition. So we have to ask ourselves, in what way, still till today, do you dishonor your head and the one above him? Are you making any sense? Hypocrites. Yeshayahu rightfully prophesied about you, saying, this people draw near to me with their what? And respect, or they honor me with their what? Lips, but their what? Heart is what? Far from me. And you know that that's the standard operating procedure of this generation today? People live like this, flattering with words. Here's what he quoted from. Yeshayahu 29:13. Wherefore the master said, for as much as this people draw near to me with their mouth, and with their lips they do honor me, but have removed their heart far from me, and their fear towards me is taught by the precept of men. In other words, they have more respect for the teachers today than they do the Father. But in vain do they worship me, teaching as teaching the commandments of men. See, if you have accomplished something in this life, you're just not going to let anyone who has accomplished nothing to come and take control of what you have built and learned. Young fools. You ever heard me make this statement before? Young fools. You're right in your own eyes until you get it. Look at y'all. Ain't that right? Ain't you usually 100% right until you get it? Who could tell you something if you're always right? Rather than trading words, making mouths at, if somebody's trying to tell you something and instruct you, especially if you know their footprint, their manner of life, and the way they carry themselves, chances are they're trying to tell you something that you don't know. But you're going to fight against that though, ain't you? You're going to defy that though, ain't you? You're going to give them all your 20 years of wisdom. You're going to give them what you know. Are y'all listening? Here in America, and the church people do not know how to show honor and respect. I would personally tell you that if you're over 50 years old, you do not have to submit to someone else's opinion or theory about life or anything. Now, I'm not saying don't listen if the people have a valid point. Am I making sense? All right. Social media and the mainstream news has literally made shipwreck of what true honor and respect is. Everybody has an opinion, and they all believe it's valid. Hear me. But I am not hearing you because I can't. Why? Because I do not have the experience. But you still need to hear me. Most of us really function and believe your preference is above all. With some of you, your preference has become the word of Yah. Example. Are y'all there or y'all just looking? Ishaiahs. Y'all, my 3 Ishaiahs, come on up here. Let me give you an example, okay? Now, everybody knows these are my Ishaiahs, right? Now, they deserve honor and respect simply because they are my, what? Ishaiahs. But dishonor and disrespect one of them, don't think we're going to be kissing cousins and brothers and buddies and friends. We're going to have some trouble. You get it? Just, let me see. What color is it? Like a navy? Some got a navy skirt on. Another sister would say, well, I don't like navy. So therefore we walk up to some, I don't like your navy skirt. You think I'm talking about a skirt? No. It's her preference to be able to wear a navy skirt. And it's also your prerogative to not like it, but that don't mean you need to voice it. What's it to you? I don't like the way you wear your head covering. Who asked you? Who asked for your unsolicited opinion? That's her preference. That don't mean you come and dishonor her, and then while you dishonor her, you're doing it, you're actually dishonoring me. And if I get wind of it, I'm going to come see about you. I like getting into people's face and seeing about people. Does that make sense? So just because they have certain preferences, I don't like the way, look how she's holding that baby. I don't think you should hold him like that. Wait a minute, she done held babies all her life. What the hell are you going to tell her? You shut your mouth, fool. See, that's why the book says a fool uttereth all its mind. Just because it comes into your mind don't mean that you should actually give life to it, give voice to it, speak it, put it out in the air or the atmosphere and bring about a bad spirit. So remember this, your preferences is not truth. And it ain't your truth either. People have preferences. I don't like the fact he got 3 Ishaiahs. I don't give a damn. But I will tell you this. I don't like the fact you coming up here voicing me your opinion. Are we learning anything? You think I'm talking about this or am I talking about preaching? Never mind, you don't know, do you? You get it? Are you following me? So anybody dishonors them, because I know that they're not going to dishonor you. Because we talk about this all the time. Are you following me? I asked them how much I talk to them about being the example. I mean, how often do I talk to you about that?
All the time.
All the time.
All the time.
I tell them, whatever you got going on, you better not be cutting no damn fool in front of damn people, because then you make me look like a fool. And if I get wind that you've been acting like a damn fool, then guess who you going to see or not see? See, I'm the type of man, I'm not going to put up with that bullshit. I will withdraw my presence from them. Everything is about honor. I begin to get it. So I tell them, you look like the example, you speak like the example, you walk like the example, you carry yourself like the example. You know the reason why I can say that to them? Because I do it the same thing. I do it myself first. Is this making sense? And all of them, as soon as they get, what do y'all say? They got that little secret. If your legs are rubbing together, it's time to lose weight. Your thighs. They said, oh God, if my thighs are up, they don't even have to worry about me saying anything. They on top of it themselves because they know my expectations. You see, if they want to dishonor me, all they have to do is go contrary to what I expect of them. You can dishonor in more ways than just acting a fool by saying something. You cannot do the expectations and bring dishonor. And I tell them all, I said, I'll be damned if y'all gonna sit up here and look like a bunch of damn rhinos and hippos and every damn thing else. Not in my house. Do I talk like this?
Yes, sir. Facts. Yes.
They get their little emotion come on out. But I don't have to say that to them. Because they're busy honoring me. Anybody getting this? So I tell them, I say, look, I'm the head of the ministry. So therefore, I expect a greater and higher standard of y'all that the other sisters can actually pattern themselves by. Is that making sense? So don't dishonor me by acting a damn fool, cutting a fool. They should always be in a position to be able to help and to counsel. Are you understand what I mean? And they're always available to the sisters. You understand what I mean? But because you have a preference, you don't make your preference just like they did. You put it before the commandments of Yah. Uh-oh. So you see the many ways that we dishonor, that we shouldn't, and it's become an accepted behavior today. Y'all getting this, right? They're not dressing for you, they're dressing for me. Y'all understand that, sisters? Hallelujah. Hallelujah. All right, bless y'all. You too, is Kyle. You know what he was doing this morning? He likes showing out when Nadia comes over. So you know what he does? He jumps up in the air, puts his feet vertical, right then just lands on his butt. And he kept doing it. Boy, what are you doing? You know, just jump up and down, put your feet straight and fall straight down. Got it on video. Did it about 30-something times. Boy, I told something, he get that from you. Come from your side of the family. If any of you ever dishonor any of my sides, we're not going to be in good standing. Y'all understand that, right? Just like you as a man, if somebody come and dishonor your wife, then who are they dishonoring? You. Because you're there for the protection of their wife, right? So if they dishonor your wife, you're not going to purposely just walk up and just start dishonoring somebody's wife, are you? Because if you do, you're going to see about that. The husband going to come see about you. Does that make sense? Your preference cannot become the main thing to the point you dishonor those who do things different than we do. I was supposed to actually put that up there, but I just went ahead and talked about it, so I'm going to go ahead and pass on. See, my family, they all would tell you how much I drilled them in being an example so that they would never be a, you know what a castaway is, right? A castaway is you live in such a manner and a way that when you're trying to give advice to someone, they can't hear you because of the way you carry yourself. You could be telling them the truth, but because they see your manner of life and the way you carry yourself, it falls on deaf ears. They're not going to receive it from you. They're not even going to pay attention to you because you don't even believe what you're saying. Look how you live. Look how you live. But I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway, unapproved, rejected, worthless. Literally or more, castaway, rejected, or watch this, reprobate. You follow me? There is no way you can stand in honor if you dishonor. Here at Straitway, we do not put up with dishonor. Y'all know I'm big on this honor thing. I say it all the time, don't I? And so I basically had to go over. That's the reason why we're going over, because people don't even know what it is. They literally don't know what honor is. So we all better learn how to control our tongues and emotions. Proverbs 29:11 says, what? A fool utter all his mind, but the wise man keepeth it in till what? Afterwards. You ever notice that when if people are wise and they're older and stuff, that they're slow to speak? They'll set moral things over a little bit before they give you an answer. But this is this right now generation. I got to be satisfied right now. Give me my candy right now. Microwave it up. Pop it in. Y'all see this? So not only do we, but everything that I'm saying to y'all, you should expect it of your own self. Are y'all hearing this? You should carry yourself in such a manner that you don't become a castaway. Because see, Straitway, we are an assembly, a ministry, but we're all on the same team. Y'all understand that? Fear. The fear of Yah actually brings you closer to him and not farther away. Y'all hear this? See, when it says fear Yah, that means honor and reverence him. Are you following me? When the armies of Israel seen Goliath, they were terrified. They were fearful. Oh, you get it? They were fearful because they saw the statue of Goliath and said, oh man, dread and fear. That ain't the same type of fear that we should be with the Most High Yah. See, when you get to know him, then your fear of him will be greater. You understand? And it will bring you into a more intimate relationship with him. Ecclesiastes 12:13 says, for let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Do what? Fear Yahweh and keep his commandments, for this is the what? This is the what? This is the what? The whole duty of man. Can't y'all see, just even though I listen to this message, how out of control we are? We just literally off the chain. Just out of control. Listen, you are charged to always show honor and respect. Always. Like with Yah, the more you make the effort to get to know him, you'll realize how honorable he is. If you are in a subordinate position or place, you never dishonor. All right, y'all three, come on back up here again. They popping up and down, ain't they? They popping up and down, ain't they? See, like, if we was on a team, let's say, okay, some of y'all been in sports, right? Team, right? But there's only one captain to the team. There may be other captains, but there's only one captain. Does that make any sense? You're wearing the same jerseys. You get that? Y'all understand, right? Okay, so Mother Carol has been with me 40 years. Are you following me? All of them have equal status. All of them do. They have equal status. But there should be an automatic respect towards her because of her tenure, her place, her position. I should never have to go to these two and say, why you dishonor her like that? Because you dishonor her, guess what you're doing? You think you're only doing it towards them. Now, they don't do it that I know of. Damn it. Are you following me? But the same way with them two towards her, when she or she speaks to her in your kind of way, then guess who else they're dishonoring? Me. Not only dishonor the house, but they dishonor me and they're dishonoring him. If I let it ride, then I dishonor him. We've been together, what, 8 years? Yes, sir. 8. You see that? They all have equal status, but they have different positions in this status. You get it? So she should never dishonor her. And she should never dishonor her. And both of them, knowing what they know, should never dishonor her. See, this is good. This is good. You want some biscuits and gravy too? Are y'all getting this? Then it applies to the body. Like I said before, when you dishonor them, who you dishonor? Is that making sense? Are we getting this? Like, we're all brothers, right? We're all brothers. I'm no better than any of you. Are you following me? But by my work ethic, my labor, but by my position and my calling, are you following me? We all brethren, we all made of the same flesh and blood, but my position is greater as pastor. Does that make any sense? Now, amongst each other, you may be talking all kinds of ways. You can't do that with me, though. You see what I mean? Does that make sense? Same way in the household. So we learning it. We got this, right? I want to make sure, because, boy, there's some busy signals in here, isn't there? All right. Bless y'all. And that don't mean they busy either. That means the phone off the hook. The problem we have today is that people do not know their place. In John 8:54, Jesus answered, if I honor myself, my honor is what? So basically, what is Yahshua already saying? Are you following me? Let me tell you something. If you're in a group, are you following me? You only get honor from that group. If you're on the team, you only get honor in the team. Because you go somewhere else outside the team, people don't know you. If you're wondering why in the ministry that some people receive more honor than you do, maybe because it could be for their labor of love. It could be their spirituality. It could be how involved and active they are in the ministry. Don't sit up there and let envy and jealousy and hatred creep in because somebody doing the work that you ain't doing. And yet, you do one thing and you want notoriety to the moon. You want everybody to notice you. Told you we're going to school. Welcome to the University of the Painful Truth. Classes in session. So Yahshua said, now he's not going to, the people who speaking to him, he has no honor among them. He only has honor among the 12. If they knew who he was, would they dishonor him like that? No. Would they talk to him like that? No. He said, if I honor myself, my honor is nothing. It is my Father that honoreth me. How does the Father honor him? All the works that you see me do, I do it because of the Father. Who you say, whom you say, he is your Yah. No, sometimes you dishonor each other. And you're all on the same team, but yet and still, and then you'll lay claim that you love Yah. But you don't love your brother who you can see. You liar. Honor to esteem, glory is wide in application, make glory is full. Glory, honor, and magnify. Jesus answered, if I honor myself, my honor is nothing. It is my Father that honor me, in whom you say he is your Yah. Do I have to tell you who I am? Do I have to tell y'all who I am? Do you know of another man in this generation? We're talking about Pastor Dowell now, in case it went right over some of y'all head. I know some of y'all, you probably, well, who are you talking about? Is this a trick question or something? Multiple choice? Y'all do know who I am, right? Yes, sir. All right. There's not another man in this generation who has brought two people back from the dead. And I've got witnesses. Yeah, and guess where the witnesses come from? Not from you. It came from them that were standing up here this morning. But watch this. So just like Yahshua just got finished saying, my Father honors me. But you're dishonoring. See, the only way I could bring those people back from the dead is if the Father honoreth me. But you know what? The Father received the honor from me. Did not the Most High says, if you honor me, then I will honor you. I know we read that over in Samuel. But if you don't honor me, you'll be lowly esteemed. So whenever you see miracles taking place, signs and wonders that are coming by me, it's because of my honor to the Father. Are you following me? And the Father said, because you honor me, now I'm going to honor you. I mean, after all, who don't want to be used of Yah? We go out to these meetings. You've been on security team a few times. We go out to these meetings. Yes, what's the first thing I say when I stand up in front of people?
Kingdom of heaven is at hand.
Now, wait a minute. Now, if you got all this honor with the Father, next time we go to the meeting, I'll let you handle the whole thing, and you get up and declare the kingdom of heaven is at hand. And it better be at hand. Because if it ain't at hand, guess who's going to be despised and rejected? Guess who's going to look like a castaway? Guess who? Somebody ain't close to y'all like they think they are. See, it's more than just saying it. That's a bold declaration. I'm declaring right then and there that the sick are going to get healed, miracles going to take place, signs and wonders. I'm going to say it again. They don't just happen simply because I'm Pastor Dowell. They happen because of my relationship with him, in whom I have all these other people always in question. Yet, they're not producing nothing. So if you can't believe me for my words, like Jesus said, then believe me for the what? So now let's go a little bit further. Like Yahshua said, so if my Father honor me, then why do you dishonor me? Because you do say he's your Yah. That's what Yahshua was saying. You hear it? Don't worry about my relationship with the King. He puts it on display all the time. How's your relationship with the King? Who has declared the kingdom of Yah and then demonstrated the kingdom of Yah before your very eyes? Me. All these things, and boy, have I done because of Jesus who has given me the power. Have you ever heard of me trying to take the glory for any work that Yah has done? Have you ever seen it? Heard of it at all? You can tell when people are doing that because a certain spirit come up. You get it? If I do all these works, then guess who is honoring me? The Father, even Jesus. The majority of preachers today have a bunch of words, but I have works that accompany my words. Y'all hear this? They can say the words, but I can demonstrate it. You understand what I mean? Because I know what he said he's going to do. I do bring honor to Yahshua. It is because of him. I am able to do these works and teach you. So you cannot honor others until you first learn how to honor Yah. See, if you can't honor your brothers who you see, how you going to honor Yah who you can't see? Because they're creating the image of Yah as well. He chose them for eternal life. He gave them the baptism of the Holy Spirit. Their name is written down in the book. See, so a lot of this foolishness and frivolity and nonsense got to stop then, ain't it? I told you, women, we're uncouth. We're uncouth. We're out of control. We're out of control. How many of you know it's very easy to honor people who reciprocate honor? In other words, they always honor you. They always kind to you. They're good to you. It's real easy to honor those people, isn't it? Isn't it?
The world does that.
It's easy, isn't it? What about that brother and sister that's struggling that don't even know how to honor because good to the gentle, but also to the forward. We forget that part, don't we? Uh-oh. We forget that part, don't we? Sometimes you have to fight in order to maintain your honor. That's what I was talking about earlier. Even if you lose, you still have your honor intact. You ever looked at movies and these warriors would flat out say, you know what? I am going to die on the battlefield so I can keep my honor intact. I mean, is there certain things you would die for? Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah, let's see when death get to the door. Let's see then. You see what I mean? It stays intact. Some years ago, I had a young man who I showed great honor to, yet he dishonored me more than once. And I told him, I said, look at here. You talk to me like that again, you ain't gonna never talk to me again. Never. Cussed me out worse than a dog. And did it on multiple occasions. Steve forgot Campanelli. Huh? Then he'll turn around and try to get in touch with him or turn to some of the brothers and try to beg to come back to the ministry. Then when I will not take his calls or even communicate, then he'll get right back in his spirit again. See, there's an old wise prophet that says a leopard cannot change his spots and an Ethiopian cannot change his color. When you go past 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9 admonitions, you are set, etched in stone. So when he says that he's sorry, then I don't answer. Guess what? He still ain't. He goes right back into the same old. I don't never get to hear it. You know why? Because I don't entertain it. See, I'm not going to allow him to be in my presence or be communicate with me so he can dishonor not only himself, but dishonor me and y'all. I'm actually helping him a little bit by that. But he's already reprobate. No, for real, he's legitimately reprobate. And we see it. We just exist in life. We don't think that people can be turned over to a reprobate mind. He's one that I've turned over to Satan. Someone said, what about you turn over? Did not Paul give us the instruction? Turn them over to Satan for the destruction of their flesh, that the spirit and soul may be saved in the coming of the day of the master. Ain't that what the book says? If he got power to turn somebody over to Satan, then guess what? Turn them over to Satan. Don't you know that y'all doing the same thing with us as he did with Job? Some of your calamities and everything you got going on in life, irritabilities and sicknesses and all this whole other stuff, don't you know it comes because the enemy done went and collaborated with the Most High Yah? You done stepped out of order somewhere, so he has to use the order of things to chasten you. Y'all hearing it? I told him, if you dishonor me like that again, you will never have another opportunity to do it. And guess what? He ain't never had another opportunity. Ain't going to get it either. Listen, I'm willing to take a loss in order to keep my honor intact. Are you? Scriptures that teach. Ecclesiastes 10:4. If the spirit of the ruler rise up against you, leave not your what? How many times you do that? I'm not talking about just pass down. I'm talking about the spirit of a ruler. A ruler has many hats to rulers. Is not the child supposed to stay in his place when the mother and the father speaks to it? Is not the wife supposed to stay in a place regardless of the way that the husband is acting? If his spirit rise up, do what? What's the instruction say? Stay in your place. Don't leave your place. Don't get in the place of dishonor.
Uh-oh. Some of you men, if your wives ever get into the place of dishonor, you better start thinking about, do you love Yah? Because if you don't chasten her, correct her in that dishonor, then you're dishonoring Yah. No, that's real talk. I know that this narcissist, this Jezebelic world, they don't care nothing about that. We talking about living the book. If the spirit of the ruler rise up against you, leave not your place. For yielding pacifieth great what? Offenses. There is an evil which I've seen under the sun, as an arrow which proceedeth from the ruler. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low places. That's a great evil. I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants on the earth. That's a dishonor. Positional place, authority. Proverbs 29:23. A man's pride shall bring him low, but honor shall uphold the humble in spirit. What's going to uphold? Hebrews 5:4. And no man take this honor unto himself, but he that is called of Yah is Aaron. Yeah, you may want it to be the high priest, but Yah didn't call you to be the high priest. You may think you can do a better job in the position, but he didn't put you there. And one reason you ain't there because Yah didn't call you there. No man taketh this honor to himself. How many times we read in the Bible that somebody thought they was greater than the one in front of them? Huh? But Yah didn't put you there. But I believe, I really believe, I think I can do it. You see what I mean? Y'all see the reason why, the way I came down on Teacher Eric? How can he expect anybody to honor him with that behavior? You see what I mean? Oh yeah, by the way, Teacher Eric, y'all use this man right here to help heal your mama. Isn't that a mess? See, that spirit was open that I would just be quiet and let y'all continue to keep listening to him so he can have an audience. Some of you probably still listening in dishonor of me. You're sitting here, right here under me, and you're still going contrary to what I already told you. Out of which, Teacher Eric didn't lay no hands on his mama. Y'all didn't see me sitting up here counseling with Sister Cindy? For a long time. Laying hands, long time. Guess who just honored me in that? Y'all did. Y'all said, if you honor me, then I will honor you. You didn't see me make a big old spectacle, a big old show. I was just sitting over here in the corner all by myself. Just me and Mother Cynthia. See the amount of dishonor I get in return? See what's reciprocated to me? Well, I ain't going to say reciprocated because I give honor. I get dishonor in return. And where did Brother Ugly get a dog in the race? Woe unto the world because of offenses. See what offense did? Now he out there teaching the YouTube audience with 2 viewers. And one of them is when he clicked on it himself. Then he gonna tell me, and he gonna send a message to tell us to warn us about Brother Steve in Canada. Every time we went to Canada, who house did we go to? There's 20-something saints up there. Every time I go to Canada, who house do I go to? Every time I go to Canada, who house did everybody come to? Brother Steve's. But when I ain't there, they don't go to each other's house. You don't think I know that Brother Ugly is the cause of the insurrection and division? He would have everybody down at Brother Dwayne's house, everybody, but didn't want to go have everybody to meet up at the feast at Brother Steve's. You know why? And no man taketh this honor to himself that he was called of Yah as was Aaron. Brother Steve has been put in a position. Nobody asks you if you like it or not. You can't sit there and just take the preeminence. Then he thought that if he left the ministry, that the ones that the family that he loved, Dwayne and Jane, him, they thought that he was going to kick the traces with him. Brother Dwayne quickly wrote a letter. The Most High sent me to Pastor Dowell, and with Pastor Dowell, I'm staying. Are we beginning to understand this? Are we beginning to understand this? Mark 6:4, but Jesus said unto them, a prophet is not without honor, but in his own what? Country, and among his own kin, and in his own house. Meaning the people that are familiar with him. Romans 13:7, render therefore to all their dues, tribute to whom tribute is due. Custom to whom custom is due. Fear to whom fear. Honor to whom honor. Teacher Eric defied that, didn't he? Amazing, isn't it? 1 Timothy 5:17, let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of what? All right, so let's don't use that American understanding. There are plenty of elders, but there are only certain elders that rule well. See, if you don't catch that, if I don't bring it out, yeah, they may be elders, but the ones that rule well are the ones. Let them do what? Be counted worthy of how much honor? Double honor. Not just all of the elders, but the ones that rule well. The ones that got it together. Just because you're an elder, just because you have a position and a title in the assembly, that don't mean that you rule well. That don't mean you manage well. See how I stopped and just bring that all out like that? Oh yeah, because don't we'll read right past it. We've been this damn American mindset. Disgusting. Especially they who labor in the word and now he's even making a resume even that much more for you to look for. Not only do they rule well, then he throws an especially on top of it. Especially if they labor in word and in doctrine. So Pastor Corey should be counted worthy of double honor. See what I mean? I should get double honor time too. Rule well, but you do it especially in what? Labor, who labor in word and in doctrine. For the scripture saith, you shall not muzzle the ox that treadeth out the corn. And the laborer is worthy of his what? Reward. And you know that all the tribes would bring all the offerings to the Levites. Don't muzzle the ox that tread out the corn. You bringing the corn, but who's grinding it up? Never mind. You think we talking about corn? Y'all really believe we talking about corn? Corn head. Types of honor. Y'all want to know that? Yes, sir. Yes. Are y'all learning anything, or you just sitting there looking? Horizontal honor is the mutual respect men give each other within an exclusive group of equals. You hearing that? Yes, sir. Give you an example. This is the type of honor that has to be earned. Did you hear that? Yes, sir. Element number 1, a code of honor. This is a standard that must be reached in order to be respected in the group. You understand what it means, right? Tell you what, let me get to that slide right there for a second. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to go ahead real quick for a second, all right? You see that? Yes, sir. While we are all in a group, there's only one that is more honored and respected and esteemed. Because of my experience in doing hazardous things. The top one is for jumping out of airplanes. The bottom one right is underneath that is for rappelling out a helicopter. While we all may be in this group, we all may be in the Army, all of them don't have the same skill set. There's one in there that has a skill set above all of them. And there's one of them that's wearing a skill identifier that let you know that he's a hell of a lot different than the rest of them. Does that make any sense? I ain't better than none of them. But by virtue of the type of honor, because of my input, because my work, I automatically receive greater honor from them in the group. I'm automatically respected, which I did not ask for. They know if you're wearing that beret, you've been in the shit. You get it? And when they look down on your chest and they start seeing all these scare me badges and they ain't got nothing up there, it's an automatic honor. Like Brother Gideon has a ranger tab, went to ranger school, right? So he automatically gets honor from me from going to ranger school. Frogman is a SEAL. He automatically get honor from me. Anybody can go out there and stay out in that damn ocean like that and swim around, you get honor from me. Skills greater than mine. You get it? We all can respect each other because we all jumped out of airplanes, we all rappel out of helicopters, but everybody in the military don't do that. Everybody in the military don't put their life on the line in training. So the military, to make a distinction, at the time they had a green beret, a red beret, and a black beret, or a maroon beret. Are you following me? Now they done changed around. Anyway, we're going to go start all that. I wore a black one and a red one. Just because you see berets in these third world countries of the Hutus and Tutus and everything else, that don't mean that they got any special skills. Does that make sense? But the military came up with a way and said, you know what? This is how we're going to honor these men right here amongst everybody in the military. We're going to make sure that there's a distinction between these men and the rest of the army. Because only 2% of the army do what we do. 2%. 2%. That's not a big number. Now let me go back up here where y'all done threw me off course. Horizontal honor is the mutual respect men give to each other within an exclusive group of equals. Y'all understand that, right? Do I need to break it down? I need to break it down. Right. This is the type of honor that has to be earned. I did all this, right? This area is an outline. If you cannot meet them, then you're not part of the group. In other words, if you are in a group and you're expecting to be part of that group, there's a certain standard that has to be met. If you can't meet that standard, then you're not part of the group. Nothing personal, but you can't receive the same honor. Does that make sense? An honor group. Element 2, individuals who understand and who have committed to live a code of honor. Y'all don't see how much your life drastically changed when you come here? It's literally turned upside down, isn't it? Do you know the reason why? Well, when you come here, you figure that there's somebody greater than you, whether you knew it or not. And these people have been doing this thing for a long time. Even if I don't know the scriptures, let me go ahead and fit in with the group. I'm fitting in because I'm committed to the code that they represent. So to be part of the group, you've got to meet the conditions and the standard of the code. You women can't be going out here and going to a Piggly Wiggly or Kroger's with booty shorts on. Are you understanding? Yes, sir. You can't be going to the grocery store and you're in the produce section and your skirt looks like it's been painted on. Because if you have a sister that sees you, don't you know, oh, she's going to greet you, but you know she's going to say something to you, don't you? Yes, she is, if she loves you. She'll say, sister, I don't expect to see you out here dressed inappropriate like that no more. And she'll leave it with her. But if she sees you again, that's when she's going to bring it on up. See, I cover you the first time, but now I see you don't get it, so I'm going to have to go run and tell it. Where's Whitney at? Anybody know what Whitney is? She getting ready to get talked to like Victoria did. How many times I tell you, can I come to the assembly anytime I want? Wouldn't it be something? Here we are sitting up here, music is playing and stuff, and y'all waiting for Pastor Dowell to come in, and I decided to stay at home and watch service. Hypocrites. Isn't that amazing? This group functions on respect. It's a group consisting of a society of equals. Now, Brother Rich, he was in the military. He had the same MOS I did. We'd say he was in communications. Is that right? But Brother Rich didn't wear the beret. Brother Rich didn't go to jump school. Are you following me? You did your school down in Fort Gordon, right? Me too. See what I mean? You a rat rig? And tax act. Okay, so we had similar jobs. You see what I mean? But he can go to another unit, but he can't come to my unit. Does that make sense? Yes, sir. I can go to his unit and do his job, but he can't come to my unit and do my job. He may know the job, but there's now something else involved, which I have a peer of equals because they're all airborne qualified. I'm trying to just use this as an example because I'm familiar with it. Does that make sense? Y'all got this, right? Good. Honor is also based upon the judgments of the other members of the team. So the opinions of others do not matter. In other words, once you're inside of a close-knit, tight group, you don't care what anybody else has to say outside of the group because they simply don't matter. Is that making sense? They just don't matter. Why? Because honor is within the group. It's on the team. Does that make sense? Team leader gets honor more than anybody because, hey, he got to be setting the mission and watching out for all of us. It's his job to make sure we get home. Anybody listening? Everybody getting this? I hope y'all don't get sick and tired of me using military stuff. I just all I know. If I was in the NFL, I'll use NFL terminology. But I ain't going to do like some of you. You play pee-wee football, but you know more about football than he does. And he's a professional. We got folks like that, believe it or not. The only professional in here, but y'all know you play college football, so you're going to tell him, shut up. Then, if you all of that, then why come you didn't get to the professional level? You see, he done been to the collegiate level. He done been to the high school. He done did all that. But you're going to tell him about the professional level and your ass ain't never been there. Shut up. Sorry to insult you, but I ain't apologizing for it. But Pastor Dowell, you said sorry, you're sarcastically. So once you're on a team, the opinions of others, once you're in a company, once you're in an assembly, the opinions of others outside of us don't matter. And you know the reason why they don't matter? Because we're not caring to receive anything of them. They don't honor us, so we don't got. You're not even in the group. You're not even on the team. You're not even in the assembly. You just don't matter. This is where a subordinate will speak to someone in a group any old kind of a way simply because they are in the group. You think a subordinate would get away with that in that group? Huh? If y'all see a brother dishonorably talking to me, won't y'all jump into that conversation real quick? Say, boy, brother, what the hell's wrong with you? Well, if there's a spirit, you better get him off of you right now. You know why? Because I have honor amongst the group. And what are you trying to do? Oh, you the devil now. Smite the shepherd, the sheep will scatter. That what you trying to do? You trying to move? Wait a minute, you trying to take our preacher away from us? You trying to take our teacher away from us? Are you out of your mind? Well, brother, he deserves the esteem. You don't. Listen, while others may be above you in a group, it's hard to respect someone who you think is beneath you. I mean, if you're in a group and you think you're this great teacher, greater than I am, greater preacher than I am, man, you ain't got no honor and respect for me. Honor groups must be exclusive. You know exclusive, right? Preferential treatment. Preferential treatment. You get this, right? Y'all don't know we're in an exclusive group? Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Ain't Brother Trey a good brother? Come here, Brother Trey. Two. No, hold on. He's a good brother, ain't he? Here, hold that. Get on up there. Finish that message.
Yeah.
I mean, don't y'all want to hear what Brother Trey got to say?
I don't want to hear what I got to say.
Y'all getting this? Thank you, my brother. You getting it, right? Oh, he's a good brother, but brother, you ain't the preacher. Set your ass down. He said, I'll gladly do it. See what I mean? Some of you will say, oh, give it to me. I'll do it. Now you're getting ready to be a castaway. Because y'all didn't give you this message. Oh, I know a little bit about honor. If you know a little bit about honor, then you will shut up. If everyone or anyone could become part of this group, then honor becomes, then honor becomes meaningless. You ever notice that, out there in the church world, come as you are. The doors of the church is always open. Our doors are open, but they ain't always open. You can only come here by invitation only. Yeah, you got to let us know, get a call, get approval. Yeah, we'll determine if we're going to let you come. Well, who y'all? We're the VIP club. Yeah. Well, what some say, we're the preferred club. You coming here messing up our order? We have a certain, we carry ourselves a certain way. We can't have you coming in here and being our spot in the Feast of Charity messing up everything. Y'all hearing this? Yeah, we live differently. We live by a higher standard. Well, I ain't going to let nobody control me. Don't worry about it. We don't want you in the group. Membership denied. Goodbye, good riddance, and so the hell on. I hope y'all really getting something from this. Element 3, the honor group must become tight-knit and intimate. See, one reason why everybody prefer pastor, not only because I'm the preacher, but I'm very intimate with the brethren. Am I not very intimate? Do we not praise together? Worship together? I stick around. I be tired, I don't know what sometimes, but I'll still stick around and get up and dance and praise and shout with you. I was up at Goshen. Me and my family was up at Goshen, and me and Daniel and them, we was playing cards there for a little bit, right? Man, we threw them damn cards down and said, forget that, man. Let's go praise. Let's go worship. We did. We threw them things down, man. Went in there. And next thing you know, we were praised, and we went to worship on our knees, crying up a storm, then praising again, then crying up a storm again. Intimate. Most of you will never know how intimate I am because you ain't never around. You know, D, this is good. I don't know how you can sit there on security like that, man. Shame. What has shame got to do with anything? Shame is necessary. It is necessary for honor to exist. Are y'all hearing this? If you fail to live up to the code or the standard, shame is necessary. How does the book put it? Open rebuke is better than, is it not? Then we got to get you. Because if you don't uphold the code and the standard and you know better and we don't shame you, then we're diminishing the code. We're diminishing the standard of the group. Does that make sense? We have a certain level of integrity that we must perform by and live by. There's expectations. You go anything below that, are you following me? And it's not hard. There's like the Most High. Come on, man, I gave y'all righteous laws. More than any nation on this earth I did. It ain't too hard for you to do. But if you go below that, then guess what? Didn't y'all shame Israel? Before all the nations he did. People get to a point where they no longer care about the group honor, loses its power to have behavior checked. In other words, I can't read my own writing. So what happens is that once you get in the group, then people, if they're not accepted the way that they want to be accepted, if they're not esteemed the way they think they should be esteemed, if they're not looked at the way they think that they should be looked at, if they're not honored the way that they believe that they're honored, then all of a sudden they'll start losing respect. You get it? And if one person loses respect, it shorts the power of the group. You getting it? You either have the respect of your peers or you don't. If you bring dishonor upon yourself by failing to meet the minimum standards of the group, which can get you excluded from the body. Vertical honor is about giving respect and praises to those who are superior to all others in a group because of their achievements. See, Rob Mathis and Kabir on their respective teams, they got a boatload of money because of their achievements on the field. I'll never forget. Who was it? Was it Daniel or Rob? I think it was Daniel that told me. Was it? Yeah, it was Daniel. He said, you know what Rob first told me? I said, what did he tell you? He said, I'm not a Daniel Muir fan. You got to understand, on the Colts, man, he's got honor in the locker room because of his achievements on the field. And then here come old Daniel, big Daniel. Here's Rob looking at, I'm not a Daniel Muir fan. Daniel said, I started to thump him across the room. And then the room would have whooped his ass. You going to sit up and try to hurt? Because you know all them buggers going to fight like bulls. But anyway, isn't that funny? In other words, Rob said basically what he was saying, you get over here, you got to bring it here. You got to bring it. We ain't leaving nothing on the field. Nothing. Some people just want a paycheck. Do the bare minimum, but they want to get paid like the one that's putting out, that's putting in the work. Isn't that right? Do the bare minimum, but you want the big money. This has nothing to do with mutual respect. Some excels more than others do, and they do it because they're extremely competitive. You follow me? See, I know I'm the best preaching pastor in the world. I know I am. I didn't say America, I said the world. I can beat them all in every category. Now, I'm not boasting if I can do it. See what I mean? Well, no, I'm setting the bar high. You're going to be a pastor, you better come up to this standard. Now, there's a certain standard and stuff, but you got to understand, I'm in the elite club. Yeah, see, there you go, Pastor. You tooting your own horn. Now, you come on out there and toot it with me when we go to Alabama here in July. Come and toot with me. Because it's going to be scorching out there. I bet my child was glad when I said it. They ain't coming. They probably, hallelujah. Summer, come on down that damn hot hellhole. But if I tell them to come, they'll come. Be wanting to murmur every step. Straighten your face up. Straighten it up. But they were glad. Whoo, July, Alabama. They ain't coming. Isn't that beautiful? Vertical honor gives praise, and it receives greater esteem, power, and admiration. Let's face it. In Israel, we have those who simply outperform all others, and they deserve greater respect and esteem. You get it? They do. They deserve it. They should. There's a new craze going on YouTube now. Now people get mad at me because of the way, I don't really do a lot of the physical labor around here nowadays. Brother Bud said you can't be waiting tables no more. I said he's right. When it comes time to lay block, guess who's going to be waiting tables? Me and Britton Scott. Ain't that right? Don't mind. But see, they can't condemn me for my work ethic because I have a history. I receive honor for that. I receive honor because whether sick, if I can't get up or something, I got to literally almost can't get up before I'm not going to make it to that pulpit and feed y'all's people, the flock of Yah. And what the Most High said? Most High said to Shalom Kepler, he said, if you love me, feed my sheep. So I'll show y'all also how much I love him by feeding the sheep. But y'all didn't know that was doing it, huh? Most of y'all get food. I don't want no more. We've been sitting at this table for a long time. I'm full. Oh, yeah, really? You want some Baskin Robbins ice cream? Yes. You just sit there a little while longer. Team. That's what we talked about earlier, right? Y'all got the team concept, right? It's not that I'm better than these individuals. I just went further and put in the time and greater and effort greater than they did. You see what I mean? You see what I mean? It's not that Ranger and Frogman is any greater than I am. They just that they went to a different school, put in more time, more energy, more effort. Does that make sense? Well, I keep showing me. I must like the way I look. No, what's called said, damn, you look mean as shit. They said, man, ain't no way in hell I would want you for my sergeant. Look at that damn face. I was different than others anytime that I had to. See, we used to punish soldiers. The punishment was, can you be that grown man? You mess up, make you do push-ups. The sergeant used to stand above them and give them counsel, make do so. But when I counseled my soldiers, I got down in the push-up position with them and counseled them while we was down in that position. If I dropped them for 50, then I did 50 with them. If I had a couple of soldiers that wasn't meeting the quite standard and stuff, and I got 2 or 3 of them, every time I put them in the front lean and rest, I got down there with them and did it. Did I have to? No. That's called leadership. A different type of leadership. A leadership that goes above and beyond what is expected. When I was over in Germany, my communication team, one of the best communication team in all of USERA. You know the reason why? Because I taught them. And everything that we entered in, we won. All my soldiers got 300 on the PT test. Every single one of them maxed out. Did they enjoy getting there? Nope. Once they got there, they did, though. They sure do like them 4-day passes. They like the privileges and benefits that come from meeting the standard. Yes. Not the company standard, my standard, because I was a leader. And I pushed us like hell. Yep, sure did. Sure did. Soldiers tell me, I will never forget you ever in my life. And I wasn't even saved then. I would never forget you ever a day in my life. You have taught me so much. Yeah. Still got the same spirit. I want everybody to be in the elite and excel. Sorry, I can't use you as an example because I don't know all you've done, so you got to listen to my stories. And because I did it, afforded me the respect of the team. We had a competition, something like that, and they had a bunch of sergeants over there. I said, don't worry, I'm going to whoop all their ass, watch. And then they would get over there and say, why y'all wasting your time? You know Sergeant Dowell going to win. Oh, no, they ain't either. He said, really? $100, Sergeant Dowell wins. Someone go dig in their little pocket. You want to go 200? That's how my team would start. You want to go 200? Huh? Yeah, he said, here, you pick it. They had a sergeant that could do 110 push-ups. And they turned around and said, hey, this is what we're going to do. The challenge is 120 at one time. And they knew that their sergeants could do 110. I think he did 120 because he felt like that he'd done some extra and he felt like that he could. Because they didn't see us because we're in two different work areas. And then we had team PT. We go do ours somewhere. They didn't know what I could do. Most push-ups I ever did at one time was 140. Chest all the way down. And they knew that they sergeant could do it, so they got bold. There was probably about $800 out there on the ground. 800 smackaroos was on the ground. And they sit up here like this, and they think they got it a wrap, boy. When they seen by the time I got to 100, I was still going strong like the Duracell bunny. Boom, boom, boom. They was like, oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, hell. And the guy did do 120. But I did 135. They said, it's 120. They said, no, come on, man. Come on, man. He did more than you did. He did more than your sergeant did. Come on, brother, it's fair now. No, man, we agreed to 120. Brother, he stopped. He barely made it. My team started. They said, we finna knuckle up right now. Y'all enjoying my little stories? Hope they ain't boring the hell out of you. I've always demonstrated great leadership skills than what was required of the team. And because of that, my team also got a lot of accolades. A lot of days off, a lot of passes, all kinds of stuff. They was like, boy, he hard, but he fair. Man, he fair. Where was I at? Was I in Aerosol school when you had a surgery or something like that, and then Muscanero and then will come over and fix breakfast for you? When I was in another state going to a school, my team would actually come over there when Carol couldn't even get up and help watch Chuck and Lydia and cook her breakfast. That's our tight, Muscanero and Julio, right? That's the tight-knit group we had. I'm telling you, that's just the truth. Isn't that good stuff? Wouldn't it be nice if we had that amongst us? Others must recognize your honor in order for it to exist. You hear that? You don't have to go around talking about it. Just be about it. The problem we have today is people are being, what am I trying to say? Oh, the problem we have today is people being the sole judge of their own manhood. You understand what I mean? You got this high, lofty opinion of yourself. The team or the assembly don't have that opinion of you, but you got it of yourself. Now you're trying to force honor. You're trying to force recognition. You get it? This is how people become narcissists, when they have a very high, lofty opinion of themselves that others don't share. You can't declare to be something you're not and expect others to recognize it. You know what I mean? Grown men, 40, 50 years old and still living with a high school mentality. 40, 50 years old and still in high school. Man, I remember what I used to do in high school. Damn, man, how long? High school, what, 30 years ago? What are you doing? When you going to graduate? In everything we do, we need men to compete against in order to make us accountable. Me and Ranger, we was at the bottom of the hill, and so we just walking up the hill. You know, we walking up the hill, talking and strolling. Now he gonna turn around and say, I went faster. But he went fast. So I went faster. We ain't saying nothing. So then he sped up. Then I sped up. Then he sped up. Then I sped up. And we're both thinking, there's no way I'm gonna let this nigga beat me up his hill. And that was just a friendly stroll. Here we are in competition to see who's going to get to the top of this damn hill first. Anyway, not a word said. Nothing wrong with healthy competition. Keeps the team sharp. Keeps everybody on the cutting edge. Yeah, it does. I myself, along with a few others, will call you out when you're blowing smoke. You know what I mean? I can do this, I can do that, I can do it. No, you can't. Yeah, I can do that. No, shut up. You know, we do this all the time over here. I still, till today, don't know how me and Brother Ron got to arm wrestling. It literally came out of nowhere. I still don't know how that happened. Honor is your reputation that is judged by your peers. You can't bring it on your own self. I mean, you follow me? The team, the assembly, the unit is going to determine what level of honor you receive. Don't get pissed off if you don't have the honor you think you deserve. The team is the one, the unit, the assembly is the one who sets the standard. Is that making sense? Listen, this is not a judgment by just anyone, but by those who are living the same code. Honor is a reputation worthy of respect and admiration. Men for thousands of years protected their honor. Why? Because they lived in such a manner to expect the very best out of others, and this is how I live. I live because I want all the Israelites to be the best men that they can be. Hallelujah. But then when you go out and dishonor me, saying about got everybody thinking you one way and then you another damn way, whoo, that'll get you put off the team real fast. We can't lower our standard because you low. Hallelujah. Everybody must pull their weight, because when you do this, it adds to the team's reputation. Straitway is the last bastion of classical honor in this world. Hallelujah. I hope y'all learned something. Hallelujah. You ever rebuke yourself sometime? Like, man, you a jackass or you working on it? Hallelujah. Yah is good. Let us stand Israel. Hallelujah. Most High Abba Yah, we thank you for utterance today. We thank you for the message. We hope these and pray that these sayings sink deep down in our hearts. Hope we see a performance. Hope that the saints will go back and listen to this again and again to really, truly bring up the character of the ministry and to show more esteem and honor to you. We thank you for calling us, writing our names down in the Lamb's Book of Life. And for this, we give you the glory for all things. In Yahshua's magnificent name, Shabbat Shalom. The King is coming. Shalom, shalom. Hallelujah. Uh-oh, look at him looking.